And we are back with another episode of the Hockey Princess podcast. I am your host, the Hockey Princess. Just as a reminder, folks, make sure to hit that like and subscribe on either Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, YouTube, however you watch or listen to us ramble on a weekly basis. If you are going to a game this year, this season, really any game, hockey in general, please wait for the whistle. Do not get up all the pucks in play. And if you do get up and you hear somebody chirping at you in section 330, guess what? It's us. And if you are going to a game this season where Chicago is playing a Canadian team, this is just a blanket reminder that Connor Bedard is Canadian. And so these USA chants are really weird.
Yes.
I had to do it, Krusty.
Yeah, they're
How can we
quite understand
celebrate his hat trick and then immediately go with a USA throwing some expletives against Canada? Bedard's Canadian. There's a lot of Canadians. There's a lot of just non-American guys on the team. Let's not be weird.
I don't know. I think it's like younger people, so maybe I'll at some point in time be able to get somebody to I'll actually talk to the younger person and have them explain it to me.
That would require you to talk to people.
Well, I did talk to somebody yesterday, and I was just questioning him as he was just standing in front of me. And then just proceeded to still stand there. And, you know, as Krusty has talked about on this show, I'm trying to be nicer. I understand that a lot of people are coming around to hockey for the first time of going to live games.
And we love that.
Might not know etiquette. So I did really well last night. But that would be the person I would ask was the person in front of me until I had to continue to say up or down as he just stood there. And then I just got worse. But I digress. Yes, the USA thing is, we got the Olympics coming up. I'd take it easy on it just because, as I've said before, at least with me, I would have felt really weird trying to look Brent Seabrook in the eye after a big USA chant came out. It's just weird to me. Maybe a listener can tell us, you know, one team's a Canadian team, one team's an American team. And with baseball, maybe we went there. I don't know, but I don't understand it. So I'm asking any of your listeners to educate me, because Krusty is always about education.
Absolutely.
He remains teachable.
That is true. So that's the big thing. Also, if you're going to a game this season, please, I highly recommend Su Taqueria El Rey del Taco down over on Ogden, just a couple of blocks away from the United Center. The food is good, the people are great, and it's only a couple of blocks away. Krusty, let's get into it. We have things in the NHL world to talk about.
Whoa, we do?
Yeah.
I can't remember things all that well, so.
That's why I have notes. That's why I take the notes.
Yeah, I'm not big on taking notes either.
No, that's why
things pop into my head, and then I really say, "Oh, I'm going to talk about that on the show," and then I forget where I'm at. I'm just kidding,
First, this is a plea out to the New Jersey Devils to make room in their budget to hire a guy to cut the food for the New Jersey Devils players and maybe put aside a chunk of the budget to invest in some sippy cups or whatever you need to do to make sure that Jack Hughes doesn't get hurt and anybody else doesn't get hurt, because Jack Hughes is now hurt after going to a team dinner in Chicago. And for the New Jersey fans that proceeded to bombard this poor restaurant with 1-star reviews, not cool, Jersey, not cool.
Oh, then I've got a lot of questions. Number one, going back to your first thing, have we been told actually what happened?
No.
How nuts is that? The guy's going to be out 8 weeks with some freak dinner accident, and nobody will even say what it is.
There's
Those people who wanted to go nuts over the Corey Crawford House of Blues things, obviously this is like 10 levels above. Go on.
Oh my God, I forgot about that.
Yeah, can we now say that Jack Hughes was drunk as a skunk and couldn't even handle his glass? I'm just kidding. Don't say that.
Yeah,
but
no, we're not saying that. No, the only thing that I've heard is it was undergo like surgery on the finger. I don't know. I'm part of me just thinks that that poor finger got cut right off, because what would make you be out for so many weeks? So yeah, hope Jack does well, but the Jersey fans that were bombarding the restaurant, that's not cool. Yes.
what was the restaurant?
Good question.
Oh, come on. So you're saying they're bombarding the restaurant, and now you don't have the restaurant for me?
I
Because
don't have the restaurant. No, because I kept seeing screenshots of the 1-star reviews.
Okay, see if you can't reach out to your Jersey
Chicago Cut Steakhouse.
The Chicago Cut.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Is that on Wells?
Yeah. Let's see. You're like right next to the Mart stop.
Correct. Right by the river.
Yeah.
Yep. Yes. I've seen people there all the time.
Yeah. Great place.
So, yeah, sorry about that.
Fantastic place. We love this place.
No, it's a good stay. There are better Bavettes. But I digress again. We're not going to be talking steakhouses, but if you want steak, this is the city to come to.
Absolutely.
Boy, I'm speed bumping left, speed bumping right.
Yeah, it's a quirky episode. We're still riding the high of the hat trick last night. So.
Yes. So no real thing. The only thing I kind of heard was glass.
Yes.
So my original thought of he couldn't cut his food, I guess, went out the window.
But the sippy cups are still valid.
Yes, and I believe it was a team dinner, correct?
Yes.
So, again, you know, the boys will be boys. I'm sure there was, you know, he's not going there trying to do anything like this, and nor are they trying to do anything to him.
No.
But that's a big blow to the New Jersey Devils, because that's
Yes.
a different team when he's not there.
Yes, because they have so many people out right now. It's quite crazy. Other things in the NHL world, you've got Adrian Kempe with a massive extension for the Los Angeles Kings, 8 years at $85 million total. I think this is great for both sides. Yeah, I just think it's rare where, you know, extensions are fair in both for the player and the team, but I love it for Kempe and the Kings. Yes.
Can I ask a couple questions?
Sure.
Yeah, this is really speed bump number 500 already. Why do I got two little screens here? I have like a double take of us.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay, sorry. I'm sure I should ask those kind of things off camera and not during the live show, but you know,
it happens.
I'm not really good at any of this. So, yeah, the Kempe, again, I've heard from other people stating that's too much money. You can't be doing that. That's going to look ugly in 4 years. Again, the same thing with Krill's contract. I asked these people, what did you expect LA to do?
Right.
Do you expect that's a number 2 center, might be your number 1 center. Your icon is leaving after this year. Did you want to see what you could get for him in rebuild? This is the way it is. He's got some of the leverage. He didn't max them out. but it's fair market value. And again, you can't be nickeling diming people who are instrumental in putting people in the seats.
Exactly.
You know, it just dumbfounds me that people are still like, well, it should have been a little less. Come on. He's an important piece, and that's a franchise that needs to stay relevant. Okay, there's a
And I
lot of
think
other
that
things to do in LA.
well, and I think they have done a pretty good job about staying relevant. And I think I definitely agree with your point of like, you're not going to let him go test things or try to like let him go for draft capital and try to kind of go through a rebuild because that's not the Kings thing. I mean, you've seen it with like post 2012, 2014 to now. There hasn't been a real lengthy period of time where the LA Kings have hit complete rock bottom. As Patrick Kane really loved to say during an interview, you don't have to burn it to the ground. Look at LA and look at New York. LA has kind of done a similar thing that the Caps did at least last year, and same with Boston when they, maybe went down for like a year or two, picked up a nice bright and shiny thing, and then continued to be relevant.
Correct. And again, it's, you know, people don't want to go through 2 years of nobody in the seats.
Right.
And especially in places, and right, you do not need to burn it to the ground. I mean, the Blackhawks did. Does it make it right or wrong? I don't know. I can say it's the right move once they win a cup.
Yep.
If they don't, it's the wrong move.
Oh,
So,
wow. And I think like 5 years ago, this answer would have been very different. But with San Jose and Anaheim being more relevant, at least now, LA definitely cannot afford to go through a rebuild. I think with them being in the city of Los Angeles, maybe when San Jose and Anaheim were not doing so great, you could definitely afford for like a few years to not be at your peak. But now with, you have more competition even just within the state, you can't go on a big like swan dive.
correct. No, and I completely agree also. And again, are they a cup team? Everything seems to say no, but I don't know what this team's like if they could just get past Edmonton.
And there's a
So,
lot of teams that we don't know what they could be if they could just get past Edmonton.
right. So for me, I had no problem with the contract. You needed for him to stay. He wanted to stay. That is market value for a second line center or a first line center. Just the way it is. So sorry, I went off a little bit and went.
Hey, that's fine. Other big ones in the NHL, not really in the NHL world, but in the world of hockey. The 2027 cities were announced for World Juniors. For those that are new to hockey, World Juniors is essentially tiny tots on skates right after the holidays. So when you're, coming down from the stress that is being with your family, and you can watch hockey, it's great. This year, they're going to be in Minneapolis. Next year, they're going to be in Edmonton and Red Deer. So they're going back to Canada. They tend to kind of move it about. They were in Sweden recently. They're in the States this year. They're unfortunately usually in Canada just because Canadians are the ones that watch World Juniors. But I think it makes sense to have it kind of more towards like the Alberta, the Saskatchewan area. You've got all the kids with the WHL being more popular right now, maybe with Bedard and McKenna coming out of it. So I think it's going to be great for that area. And then hopefully one day it will be here.
One day, it's a tough sell, and that's why even when it's in the U.S., I mean it's still close to Canada. You're talking, Minneapolis, Buffalo. I mean, they so we'll see.
Yeah, should be interesting. And then we're not going to speculate too much because Christy really doesn't like to speculate. He has to listen to my running commentary about this topic during every game about certain people eating good pasta. But with all of these injuries coming up with the US, with Canada, thank goodness, fingers crossed, as of right now, Finland's doing okay aside from Sasha. Team USA has 5 out of the 6 guys that they had confirmed they're hurt. So you wonder if this opens up more opportunities, maybe not even, an easy path, but a path that maybe wasn't there for a Showtime, a Tage Thompson. There's guys that are doing well right now that weren't invited to camp during the off season. That maybe this could be their time to shine. I'm really hoping Tage Thompson can go.
Yeah, I think you'll know more come beginning of December, mid-December. Everybody wants to play in it.
Yeah.
So that's the weird part. I mean, Matthew Tkachuk, Brady Tkachuk, they're gauging returns to make sure that they can at least play in that. So
who knows? Maybe their podcasting career will have taken off by then.
It's possible. It's possible. So I don't know. I don't like speculating on it just because it all seems silly right now. I don't know who's going to be healthy, who's not.
Who will be healthy? Showtime.
Yes. I know as far as the Canadian side, I've heard plenty of speculation on everything. And then the one thing I keep on hearing is what Team Canada wants. And
I
Team
don't
Canada
think we'll
wants
ever know that.
The Team Canada wants players that have played on the big stage. And that would mean Connor Bedard has not played on the big stage. Celebrini has not played on a big stage. Neither of them have played ever in a really big game. They haven't. Are they worthy? I don't know. I'm just hearing this from other places that's what they want. They want people that they don't worry about them wetting the bed because they know they've been there many times.
You know who wouldn't wet the bed and would make it very exciting? But I'm just very convinced that the entire country of Canada has it out for this one particular team. So I don't think that he will get a chance, but I think he's more than deserving at this point. And that's your Tom Wilson. I don't know what it is about the country of Canada having beef with Washington Capitals, but I think it would be a shame if he was left off the roster.
Again, every prediction that I've seen has him left off. I don't see how they leave him off. Again, that is a big, nasty man. And if we learned anything from Four Nations, these games are pretty big and nasty. I expect the Olympics to still be big and nasty.
If there's one guy, if there's one guy that I want
and he's very talented.
Yes.
So, again, more to be revealed. Hey, if the dynamic kids continue to play the way they are, there's going to be more and more discussion. I'd love it to get to the point where, they make it because it's just impossible to leave them off. It's all good. There will be a changing of the guard in 4 more years, though. That's for sure.
Definitely. I just think out of the top Canadian players, I want Tom Wilson going against one of the Tkachuk brothers. That's the matchup that I want. That's definitely the guy that I want to stand against.
Because if there's any form of silliness, all he has to do is step over the boards. Yeah. And, Matthew he's a tough customer with injuries, but trust me, he's not playing with Tom Wilson the way he plays with everybody else. That I can guarantee. Because Tom Wilson doesn't play.
Tom Wilson's just built different.
So, again, it's going to be a good storyline. It's constant feeder for lazy journalists to constantly bring this up. So I guess we're in that.
So I'm in that
same-
department.
So I guess we're part of that.
Chris, you got anything else in the NHL world?
I don't believe so. Did you want to talk about last night's hit or not? Or
Okay, I'm confused by it, but I'm going to be honest, friends. Okay, for those who don't know, we're talking about the Mikko Rantanen against Romanov, Dallas versus Islanders. I watched it like once or twice coming back from the game. Yes.
so at some point in time when we get our intern, then he'd be able to put this up. Or that guy from Detroit, he'd probably be able to even do that, huh?
Yeah.
All right, one of us needs to figure that out. And by one, that's you.
Okay. But so I watched it like once or twice, and I'm a little confused by the heightened level. Maybe I just saw it from the wrong angle, but I'm confused on why Roy was screaming at the Dallas bench as Rantanen's being ejected. Again, maybe I'm just seeing it from the wrong way, but I don't know. It like nothing came up. It didn't. I don't get it.
Well, that's twofold. Number one, Roy, as we like to call him, loves to make everything about himself. So that became about him. There was a nasty injury, and mostly it was about him. That's what he does. He's also a throwback person from those ages. And what he wasn't yelling at the Dallas bench. He was yelling at Mikko Rantanen.
Yeah.
Telling Mikko Rantanen he wouldn't last the game when they come to New York, basically stating he will have somebody take him out. Okay, and if anybody remembers the old Colorado kid who was never the same because they decided they needed to take them out, there's no need of that kind of talk in this league anymore. Okay,
No.
there's just no need for it. That's number one as far as the Patrick Waugh stuff. That's just Patrick Waugh being Patrick Waugh. All cameras are on him. He's basically like a 5-year-old going, "Look at me." As far as the hit, that's a hockey play.
Okay.
It's nasty.
Yeah, and
He goes a little off balance. So then he trying to catch his balance, he hits into him, and then he can't recover before the boards. I don't have a problem with the 5 minutes. I don't have the problem with him being kicked out, but then that's it. It's an extremely fast game.
that's what it
That's
looked
what
like.
I saw. I just saw stuff from YouTube, but seeing it's nasty, but it's a really, really fast game, and these kids nobody stops on a dime.
Okay, cool. Because I was watching it and I was like, it looks like a nasty hit and it's an unfortunate injury. And you never want to like see that happen. But based on the reaction that this hit was getting, I was just confused because it's not like you saw Rantanen come into it with a whole lot of intention of taking him out, something like predatory of trying to take out Romanov. If I saw that, then I'd be like, okay, maybe it's different, but I didn't see that. And so I was just kind of confused.
Yeah, if that clears it up, at least that's my take on it. The NHL likes to throw around words predatory hit, malicious intent, this and that. There was none of that from Rantanen. He's bearing down to make a hockey play. Romanov's bearing down to make a hockey play. Usually, by about the time he gets hit is when defensemen are upright in trying to stop on their way into the boards.
Right.
It was just a comedy, not a comedy, a calamity of quick events that there it was. There was the byproduct. I understand people getting upset.
Because you never want to see it happen, obviously.
No, you never want to see it happen. But at the end of the day, you're seeing it in a split second, so there's no way to tell what the heck's going on. That's a very, you watch that at full speed, that's a very fast play that it's just down, boom, bang. You
Yeah.
don't know what happens until you start to slow it down even.
Yeah.
So I get sticking up for your team. I get that. I don't need in the game those kind of threats. At the end of the day, that's what it was. I have no problem you going into the locker room at the end of the game and saying like that, something like that. But in that much of a public, that's to get on camera.
Yeah.
So that's just my take. Of course, you didn't like to see it. None of
No.
it was. I thought there wasn't any need for any supplemental discipline, which there wasn't.
No.
So,
Got anything else? Any other thoughts, feelings?
yeah, I got some other thoughts and feelings. You did a really good job on your bonus episode.
Perfect, because that's what we're jumping to.
And hearing them, I'm just reminded that I'm not a podcaster, and I need to laugh more because they're really good at podcasting. They were very good, but just the way they talked and then they put in the laughter, I'm way too serious to attempt to do that. But they made me laugh and they made me smile, and I'm always taken aback trying to do this show when I hear people that are really a lot more dialed in as far as the what am I looking for? I guess the entertainment way of doing this show. And so there's a little bit of a jealousy factor that works for me. And you've had other people on also that way. So that's all.
Well, then that's jumping to our PWHL segment because we are recording this on Wednesday. Our episode comes out on Thursday, which is also the first day of the PWHL season, which is fantastic. You can check most social media outlets the PWHL has posted where you can watch, depending on the country that you're in. US, you should be able to watch majority of the games on YouTube. And better than that, if you are in the Chicago area, I highly recommend heading over to Babe's Sports Bar over in Humboldt Park. They're on Armitage. They are playing all the PWHL games. The inside the bar, the vibes are immaculate. Everything, it looks great. I'm excited to go in a couple of weeks after Thanksgiving. But if you're in the Chicago area, head over to Babes if you don't want to watch it just at home on YouTube. But if you're not in the Chicago area, but you are in the States, you can definitely watch the games on YouTube. This will be the first season, as we talked about on the bonus episode with Gloves Off Seattle. You got the Seattle expansion, Vancouver expansion, and then you've got the regular original 6. So that is your Ottawa, your Montreal, your Toronto, and then your Minnesota, your New York, and your Boston. They are doing a lot of the takeover tours this upcoming season. So there's a lot of other cities that they are going to. They're going to Chicago twice. I'm so excited. I get to watch Minnesota Frost once, and I get to watch Hillary Knight once. It's going to be great. It's like the PWHL picked this for me. If they really picked it for me, they'd have Vancouver come to Chicago, but it's okay. So they're going to a bunch of other places in the States as well as in Canada. I think I would just watch it, one, because it's fun, because women's hockey is really fun to watch, and two, you're able to see a bunch of names that are definitely going to be in the Olympics. A lot of these players are going to be eating some good pasta come February. That's just a fact. For USA, for Canada, or for whatever respective country that they're going to play for. And so, yeah, this is just the big call to action of, guys, watch PWHL this season. It's amazing. Yeah.
Then I had a question for you because out of that episode, you were screaming of "Where's my Chicago team?
Where is my Chicago team?"
So I had a question for you, Hockey. Where would they play?
The new rink that the Wirtz are taking out parking lots for, and they're putting in a new rink right next to the United Center, or play at the Allstate.
Okay. because that is the problem. They can't play at the United Center.
And play it next door or play at the Allstate.
Okay, that was my question, and you have answered it beautifully. Wow. Okay.
Or just somebody with money in the city should build an additional rink, or just give Johnny's Ice House more seats. And yeah, PWHL should come to Chicago, either as an expansion or with if Ottawa gets relocated.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to want something bigger than just a small practice rink.
If they're going to need it, they're going to sell it out.
And so I guess the Rosemont would suffice. I don't know how big that other rink that they're building is. It can't be more than 2,500 seats. No way.
Oh, then go play at the Allstate.
Right. Because there's too much going on at the UC. They were talking about their problems just in Seattle. And you've got, the Hawks, Bulls, and concerts. It's just, there's no room for anybody else. That's unfortunate, but that was my question. Okay, let's carry on.
All right, jumping to prospect report. We have a lot of prospects to talk about as I look for my list. And it's not covered in salsa, which is great. For prospects, starting off with Jack Pridham, we have 1 assist out of Jack Pridham with the Kitchener Rangers, 2 assists with Parker Holmes from the Brantford Bulldogs, 1 goal and 1 assist for Merrick Vanaker out of Brantford, 1 goal for Put a Spell on You with the Windsor Spitfires, 1 assist and 1 goal for Ashton Cumby out of the Seattle Thunderbirds, 2 assists, and then I believe a couple more points last night for Nathan Bem out of the Kamloops Blazers. 1 goal and 1 assist for Julius Sump out of Providence College. 1 goal for John Mustard out of Providence College, who also is circling the outside of World Juniors as a potential dark horse to make the roster for this year. You've got 2 assists for Vladimir Strassel out of UMass. You have the one that everybody likes to talk about on Twitter right now. 31 points in 28 games for Roman Kanserov. Krusty, I think it's time to get excited. I think you've got to get excited about this kid. I think this kid's coming over. I think Kyle Davidson is flying to Russia himself to get this kid to sign his contract. He's coming to Chicago. Nothing with Anton Frendel this week. However, he has been back to playing center, specifically a little bit sheltered on his minutes for the game this past week, but I don't think that it's a cause for alarm that he didn't get a point in the past couple of weeks, because it seems like his team is just not doing too well to begin with, similar with Sasha in Boston. And then ending on my favorite, you've got 1 win and 1 loss for Adam Guyon with the UMD Bulldogs, putting his save percentage at .923.
Good golly.
What?
It's pretty impressive, that's all.
Very impressive. He's saying, Drew Comesso, who I'm the future of goaltending. I'm going to back up Spencer Knight, or Spencer Knight's going to back me up. Who knows? But it's entertaining. But yeah, Krusty, I think you've got to get excited about the Kanserov kid. I think it's time.
As I said, I'm just not. I did it for 2 years. I'm over getting nuts about the prospects. I understand everybody getting excited, though. I am not saying don't get excited. I'm just saying Krusty goes about things in a different way. He does make you dream and think a lot, though. That's for sure. Because he's looking like he's a line driver. So that would mean you have 2 complete line drivers. Ooh, that's nice.
That's a difference maker.
Yeah, that's a difference maker. And again, as we've talked about on this show, points are hard to come by in that league.
Yeah.
And he is lighting it up. So yeah, get excited. Don't be mad at Krusty because he's not getting excited. He's a weird dude. We don't got that enough time in the show to talk about that.
Krusty doesn't get excited. He's too busy just being excited over our head coach, and he has no room to get excited over these prospects. Jumping to Rockford. Guys, I don't want to keep beating the dead horse every week because I don't want to be the negative person on this duo.
You have turned into the negative Nelly. Yeah, you have. And I'm the optimistic Artie.
You are the optimistic one. I'm not negative. I mean,
you're the yin to my yang.
Rockford, I'm getting negative because things are bad. Things are just across. It's bad. It's just really bad. Thank goodness they had a hot start at the beginning of the season, because for the past couple of weeks now that it really has been scary. You've got 2 games. Saturday, they lose 5-2. Berezhnoy's in net. You have 1 goal from Milmock, assist by Mast and Engelbert. Second goal off of Lardis, assisted by Senny. And then Sunday's game, you lose in a shootout. First goal by Anderson, assisted by Thompson. Second goal by Thompson, assisted by Senny, and Cameso's in net. That one hurts more because you were up. You had the potential to win it, and you're only coming out with 1 point. They are playing tonight, Wednesday night, so we don't have the stats for that game just because it hasn't even started yet. It doesn't. Boys are in a slump. I don't know what it is. I feel like we get to this point, there's the bright and fluffy at the beginning of the season of we have all these kids down in Rockford. You have a couple of kids up in Chicago, but all these kids down in Rockford. And then the kids start coming up to Chicago from Rockford. And then Rockford just isn't as good as it was right at the beginning. I don't know what you do to fix it. I don't know if it's a coaching thing. I don't know if it's a playing thing. I don't know what. It all needs fixing, but I don't know necessarily how you attack it. But the boys down in the AHL are definitely not feeling their best at the moment.
Well, it's a long year. And again, you've had a couple people brought up, which makes a difference. So let's give that a little bit more time to ferment than usual.
But yes and no.
Okay.
We've had 1 call up. That's it.
Well, you've had Oliver Moore. Slaggert was back down there and he got called up.
Well, Slaggert started up, was injured, went down and came back up. So I don't necessarily. Moore was the only true call up.
Okay.
And I think if Rockford, if 1 call up is the reason that you're in the slump, I'm slightly concerned.
Well, I would be if it's a goal scoring slump, I would not be as concerned. If it's that you're getting lit up, goals against, I would be concerned. But if the goal machine has turned off and we've noticed how the Lardass is struggling a little bit without Oliver Moore there, that all would make sense.
There's definitely that component. I don't want to say that Lardis isn't scoring because I just said he scored this weekend. He is scoring. It's definitely not as consistent as when Oliver was down there, which I definitely agree. Like that's going to be normal because they seem to really gel off of each other. And so that's going to be an adjustment. But the veterans are scoring more than the kids and you're getting lit up. And defensively, no one's in position.
Well, then that's a problem because you have Nolan Allen, you got Ethan DeMastro, you have Korchinski down there. Those are 3 people that you're telling me that are borderline NHL players, and if their end is not clean, then yes, that's cause for concern.
Yeah, it's not clean. Love them all. It hasn't been clean as of late. So that's why I don't know what is going on, because at the beginning of the season, everything was great, everything was clear, everybody was firing on all cylinders, where now it just seems that everybody's kind of relaxed on everything and things are falling through the cracks.
Well, you're now with the meat and potatoes. There's film on you, there's film on players, and there's like game planning that goes into that.
Yeah.
So these aren't good things, but I don't know.
They happen. Krista, you got anything else on Rockford? I still like to ask.
I know you do. I've really tuned out of Rockford. I was going to say, I might have to go down there and see what's going on, but that's not going to happen. I'm going to way too many games up here to begin with. So I've only gotten a certain amount of time. Again, my thoughts are, let's talk in another 2 or 3 weeks and see if this is still as bad.
Yeah. All right, jumping to Big Club. And I want to correct you, Krusty. I know, right off the bat. I'm not negative Nelly about this team. I am just not getting as excited as quickly as everybody else. As we discussed this at the end, or on the way back from the game last night, the schedule is very kind to the Chicago Blackhawks. The first back-to-back that we will have is this week. We have not faced a lot of tough components. We haven't faced Dallas
Opponents?
Yet. Opponents, yes. We haven't faced Dallas yet. We haven't faced Colorado yet. We haven't faced Vegas yet. We've had an easier beginning to the start of the season. So I'm kind of under the mindset of, okay, if we're taking Kyle Davidson's word of that there should be a next step, that this is the next step, it's very exciting. But also kind of, this is what I was promised. And, we're beating Calgary. We're not beating Colorado yet.
No, I understand that. But there's the age-old statement that you can only beat the teams you're playing.
Exactly.
So,
and I'm excited.
I think there's plenty to be excited. Again, you've got to be the yin to my yang. I know how this operates. Yeah. Usually I'm the negative Nilly. Now I get to, I'm the excitable Artie, and you decide to go the other way. Yeah. That way we stay balanced. It's like that teeter-totter thing.
Yep.
Is that what it's called, a teeter-totter?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. That dead silence didn't work, so we can say that's where we're at with everything. You want to go over games, or
you
want to go over philosophy, team building?
Team building. I think the fact that we haven't had a team dinner yet has done us a lot of favors.
Okay. All right. What games are we talking about?
We have got. We didn't talk about the Jersey game. We have Toronto, and we have Calgary.
Okay. So we start with Jersey?
Yeah, unfortunately.
Okay. Again, they got a point against one of the top 5 teams in the league. So that's pretty good, right? There was disappointment because that's probably a game they should have gotten 2 points.
Yep.
So that's all really good. Again, that was the jinx of crusty old guy. That's all it was. We went over the preview on the Monday show. Crusty old guy asked about 2 people. Those 2 people scored 4 goals.
Yep.
2 for Dawson Mercer and 2 for, how do we say his name?
Hat trick for Simon Nemec.
No, he didn't get a hat trick. He got 2 goals. 2. He get a hat trick? Oh, yeah, he scored in overtime, too.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh,
I was right.
okay. So I asked about 2 people, and I got
Yes.
5 goals.
Yeah.
Yes. And again, it's a game that they probably should have won. Struggles to lock it down. Again, that's a team that felt them out and felt out Spencer Knight and really made a conservative effort to go top corners. And oh well, a good game by the Blackhawks.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have much of a problem with it. That's a very, very talented team, and you're learning how to hold leads. It's all
You're
part of the
learning how to have leads.
right. Usually they don't even have leads. So,
Exactly.
and you have an all-star goal by Sam Lafferty. I mean,
Yeah,
my goodness.
that
And
was disgusting.
we all found out that Luke Hughes struggles to play defense. Who knew? I don't know. The guy in Jersey knew.
Yeah,
So, I thought it was a really good game. Again, you were coming off what, a 3-game win streak,
massive road trip.
a massive road trip, and you're playing one of the top 5 teams, and you got a point out of it, and you should have won. So that's all on the plus side.
Yeah.
That's mix up that Kool-Aid. It's going really well.
Krusty is all about the Kool-Aid, guys.
I'm drinking it. Well, I haven't started drinking it yet, but it's close.
I'm
It's
pretty
right
sure
about there.
I've seen you have a couple of cups of the Kool-Aid.
Yeah, I have. I gotta admit it. Watching Connor Bedard play right now is
It's
just
disgusting. I
it
love
just
it.
it makes you want to drink it.
Yeah.
It's like very tempting, and then you throw in your gangrene, and I have to drink. It's just the way it is. So, did you have any thoughts on the New Jersey game?
It was fine.
Fine. Okay, there, Jay.
It was fine. I think I'm gonna be so honest to the listeners. I did not watch the whole thing because I had been up since 4:45 in the morning. But I thought it was fine. I think they skated with them a decent amount, and that's really all that I can ask for against top teams in other divisions. Maybe you don't even win, but as long as you have the ability to at least skate with them for the majority of the game, I think that's a win compared to previous years. But yeah, I thought it was fine. Out of
Yeah,
the week, I like the other 2 way better.
yeah. Well, again, it was one of those great 9 o'clock starts.
Yeah.
That everybody just needs to do. Said nobody. So, and then you had 2 days off, and
And then we had Saturday night hockey. Nothing better than that.
Saturday night hockey night in Canada. You had everybody
Crusty
tuning in.
stuck in the dark for way too long inside the United Center.
Well, yeah, they're still struggling on how to put on shows and everything.
Yeah.
I believe the last group made all of that look real easy, and it's just not that easy.
Yeah.
So, yeah, there was a big struggle with that as far as the before the game stuff. It's pretty pathetic, but oh well. They're learning too.
I think I just personally get butthurt whenever we do the curtain thing. First of all, I thought it was cool the first time that we did it, but if we're gonna do it every time, it's kind of getting old. But I think I just get a little butthurt and a little jealous for just being in the corner. I really can't see what any of it is. Like I have a general idea based on, the night and where I'm at. But yeah.
Yeah, and again, I don't know. I guess that's just the way they like to do all of that stuff on ice and very front and center.
Yeah.
I think a lot of other places like to use the ice for their show,
which we did before.
right?
So
I don't know why
what was done once. We're not better than it.
But again, they like to have everything center stage. So whatever. Again, I thought Pat did a great job as always.
Absolutely.
So
No, it was great to see those guys getting honored. A couple of notes that I had for the Saturday night game. I was the first game since either the first game this season or the first game in a hot minute of since the first week where they ran 12 forwards and 6 defensemen. Sam Renzel was healthy scratched. You had Spencer Knight versus Joseph Wall in net. Once again, as we said last week, and I'm going to say repeatedly throughout the Toronto game, thank you, Spencer Knight. I thought Ryan Green once again had a fabulous game that is going to continue going into the Calgary game. But I thought Ryan Green had a great night. Once again, thank you, Spencer Knight. You had Renzel out, you had Dickinson out, you had Burt out. He had a great game, Mr. Artie. The Artie party has not happened yet, but Artie on the ice right now is a vibe, and I'm very much here for it. One of the things that I noticed is, I think Kaiser's been struggling at least a little bit this weekend. You saw it during the Toronto game. I don't want to say completely struggled, but just seems to be not up to, the performance that he was for the first couple of weeks in the season. And finally, once again, thank you, Spencer Knight. Christy, what were your thoughts on Toronto?
It was a really good game. You were shorthanded against what is supposed to be one of the better teams in the league.
No, I think something's just going on in Toronto.
Who has just struggled. Another great game by Gangrene. It was a little bit of a coming out party for Artie. He was able to do a couple really cool things, and he is going to entertain.
Yes.
I guarantee it. He will be worth the price of admission. Sometimes it might be bad, but he is going to entertain, and he is going to be a force. Spencer Knight played out of his mind, and I thought the Hawks definitely outplayed them in the third period.
Yeah.
They deserved the win. They got the win. That second goal, that play by Nazar was pretty impressive to get it over the table. That was a great play. And then, Big Lou, or Creature as we like to call him, with a big shot and a Colton Dock tip, and it's over.
Yeah.
And that's how you score. That's how you win. Again, this team is relentless. They just are. I was told that they would be an attacking team, and I said, yeah. Well, they're an attacking team.
Yeah.
There's just no doubt about it. So,
getting back to the wonder that is Creech, we talked about this a little bit coming back from the Toronto game. That kid is making it harder and harder on KD in terms of what do you do with the future of defensemen, because he is just becoming more impossible to move or scratch or send down. He is, at least in my opinion, he is performing above the 7th, maybe healthy scratch that we've seen in the past couple of years.
Yeah, as I said, he was just an add-on piece. He's showing that he looks like a darn good shutdown defenseman.
Yeah. And
also, he's got a badass slap shot from the point.
Yep.
So, yeah, what does KD do? I don't know, but you have multiple pieces to move from the defensive end. But again, Connor Murphy will be gone. So does Creech all of a sudden become Connor Murphy? Don't see why he wouldn't. Yeah, his play has been fantastic. Again, we can segue to last night's game. He was back to not playing completely with Vlasic. Renzel went back there, and if I'm being honest, I'd much rather have Creature with the pickle than Sam Renzel. That's a fact. That's a conundrum Because then what do you do with Sam?
And I
Because you
will say
really can't
it's a
send
good
him down.
conundrum to have.
Yes,
Oh no, our defensemen are too good.
exactly. But you already have Cord down in Rockford. Sending Sam down there then starts to mess with anybody else this time. So I don't know. I think the 11-7 is going to still happen a good amount. And I think it works out perfectly. As of now, I am going to jinx this tonight on this show.
Oh no.
I mean, Connor Murphy is held together. And I think part of that is you're able to limit his minutes. And you're able to limit Sam's situations at times. It all just works.
Yep.
So
Since we've jumped over to the Calgary game, a couple of notes on it. You had Bloom versus Wolf in net. You have Foligno, Dickinson, Burt out. You ran 11 forwards and 7 defensemen. I was slightly bummed, guys. I wore my Savvy jersey just in case there was a late call up. You had a goal from Donato, hat trick from Bedard. There was one more. There was one more, Krusty. What was the one more?
one more goal?
Yeah.
All right, hold
He's
on. I'll
5'2".
pull it up. You had Ryan Donato with the first goal.
Oliver.
And you had an Oliver Moore goal.
Oliver Morgul. Sorry, Oliver. Big fan. Yeah. Slow-ish start to the beginning of the game was a little concerning. It was really concerning for both sides. I think it was like halfway through the first period. There were just barely any shots for Chicago or Calgary, and it just seemed like we were playing a massive game of like keep away. But they were able to turn it on later in the game. Wacky second period. Not the greatest, but not the worst in terms of second period scaries. He had a couple of penalties at the third period that Krusty and I like to debate. I would definitely like some of those back. But at the end of the day, Connor Bedard hat trick never gets old, is always great to see. And it was great. And another guy who had a great game that even Krusty had to admit multiple times. Guys, there is nothing like an arty party zone entry. It's beautiful.
I'd like to admit it. He's my guy.
Yeah,
I don't have any problem admitting it. Again, this came down to this part of this team's identity is they attack.
Yep.
And it's also becoming an identity that they take over in the third period. I don't know if they flat out tucker people out with their relentless play, but it's becoming a theme where come the third period, they take over. They have all of a sudden a killer instinct. That
Which
again,
is so great to watch.
that is led by the beacon of hope.
Yeah.
He's also a player that doesn't just want to win. He'd like to rip out, a little bit of your heart too, which is what you want.
Yeah.
And of course, we might as well throw out, it was Connor's first game with a letter on his front.
Yep.
There was a little bit of talk of, maybe somebody else should be the captain at the beginning of the year when this is all passed around and everything. I believe that has all been put to rest. It is that kid's team. That kid will be the leader.
Yep.
And he's proven that just with his I'm not taking any guff attitude and sticking his nose in there. And that team understands once he sticks his nose in there that they all need to have his back, which they do. So, again, what I'm noticing is the way this team plays, thanks to the Bash and Pop way, is all of these forwards have bought into how to play.
Mm-hmm.
Which means I need to be defensive responsible. These defensemen are going to attack. and they get back and cover their spots. That's what makes this work. And they've been playing incredible. So the line combinations are working well. I love Gangrene with Connor Bedard. It gives Connor Bedard the opportunity to cheat on faceoffs, which is all part of the game. Again, you're supposed to beat the teams you're supposed to beat, and this one was pretty handily.
Yeah.
It was a tiny bit scary, but not really. And again, I was shocked how the Blackhawks were not favored in that game.
That in itself was wild.
I don't look at that stuff, but I saw that up on the X, Y, and the Z and said, holy cow, I got to get in on that action. And Krusty rarely does that. But again, it sets us up. We're playing really well. You have now a huge weekend coming up.
Yeah.
So now we're going to see what we're made of. We have our first back-to-back. And then after when the back-to-back's over, you have the big bad Avalanche coming in. So
That's going to be the biggest test.
I can't say enough good things about the way the team's playing. Again, there was a lot of, I was eating a shit sandwich for 2 years. So, anything that wasn't shit involved, tasted pretty good. But this is going beyond that. This team plays well. We're past the 15 game point.
We're past the 15 game point, and the little funky stat. I know you don't care about this, but I do. The little funky stat that's like a circle, and it's got everybody's percentages of the teams of like who's going to make the playoffs, who's going to make the first round or the second round, the third round, and the finals. Who's up to 50% likely that they will make it to the playoffs? That's right, us. That's beautiful to see. Whether it lasts, I don't care. It's just great to see.
I understand all that, but can we all slow our roll about how we're going to get a lottery pick with Florida's pick? Okay? Just slow your roll on that. In the East, Buffalo is 4 points out of a playoff spot. Okay? Relax. I don't need to see that all the time. Oh my God, we're going to get a lottery pick from Florida. You're not getting a lottery pick from Florida.
See how we balance each other out? The minute I get excited, you have to tell people to calm down.
I'm telling them to calm down about Florida. I'm not telling them to calm down about this team. It has been a wonder to watch. I'm worried I'm going to have to write an apology note to one Kyle from Chicago, and if this continues, I'll pen that and read it on your show.
No, we're not doing that.
I will be doing it. When I eat my crow nationally.
Make sure that it's a week that you're out and away and there'll be a substitute.
Who can substitute for me? Who?
I don't know. But
that's right.
There's only one Krusty. Krusty, got anything else for the big club this week?
Nothing else from the big club. No.
Good stuff.
Yep, really good stuff. Because, we got to wrap it up. I have my duties, and I have to go get my woman.
That's fair. All right. Just as a reminder, folks, make sure to hit that like and subscribe on either Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, YouTube, however you watch or listen to us ramble on a weekly basis. Leave us a review. Let us know how we're doing. If you like the Thursday episodes, if you like the Monday episodes, if you are going to a game this season, please wait for the whistle. Do not get up while the puck's in play. And if you do and you hear somebody yelling at you, it's probably me. Highly recommend Su Taqueria El Rey del Taco over on Ogden. The food is great. The people are great. If you are getting into PWHL this year, highly recommend Babe Sports Bar down on Armitage in Humboldt Park. They're playing all the games. I will definitely be there, probably with friendship bracelets. That is all, and we will talk at you guys next week.